Hey now, welcome to Bruce Games Rides. I'm Bruce, and we are back with our second episode of 5 Parsecs from Home. We're playing through the Trailblazers Toolkit expansion, and this is the first campaign turn. Back in episode 1, we learned the basics of combat and movement rules while fighting off a gang of Starport thugs. In this episode, the DLC adds in more rules for Seize the Initiative and after-battle activities for loot, injuries, and experience. Pretty cool stuff. In this mission, we'll be fighting a squad of security robots that have been hacked and are now firing at anyone that approaches. Our table is set up, got some fun elements going on. Sit back, grab a beer, and have a good time. Get you ready to go. Here's our team. The crew of the Batisai, Evelyn Scarfex, plasma rifle. Grom is carrying an auto rifle, 2 shots. Here's Eli. He's got a military rifle and a blade. So our captain, Mac Bolin, has an infantry laser rifle. Longest distance, snapshot. So if we're within 6 inches, gains a bonus. This is Don Winslow. He's also carrying a military rifle. And this is our bot, Watts. He's carrying a plasma rifle. We do not roll for deployment conditions or notable sites, so that's not done. We're still in the intro campaign. We're not rolling for unique individuals. And we are going to roll, or what we're adding in this basically second episode, or campaign turn 1, is roll to seize the initiative. We're also getting a +1 bonus based on the rules. And so what the interesting part of seize the initiative is we're going to roll 2 dice 6. We're trying to get a 10 plus. Now we're getting a +1 to our roll, and we also get to add the highest savvy of a team member. That's Watts, our bot. He has 2 savvy. So for our roll, we're going to get a +3. If you're successful, your crew caught the opposition flat-footed and gets a chance to take up positions or fire before the first round begins. All right, here we go for Seize the Initiative. Rolling 2 dice, trying to get a 10 plus. Watts has given us a +2. The mission rules give us a +1, total of +3. No whammies, no whammies. 5 + 3 is 8. We are not going to seize the initiative. On to our normal reaction roll. We're looking for 1s and 2s. That will allow us to move in the quick actions phase before the robots. So here we go. Let's get a lot of 1s and 2s. That's actually pretty good. To make up for blowing it in the Seize the Initiative. So we've got 2 1s, 2 2s. All right. So our Grom, which is our feral, he would always get a 1 if that's all we have. But since we have multiple, we're going to have 4 of our characters moving before the robots get their enemy action phase. The next phase after that, slow action. That's everybody else the 2 who don't get a 1 or a 2. And on and on. 1 2 can go to Eli. 1 2 can go to Watts. This goes to Grom. And we're actually going to move our Captain Mac. He's got the infantry laser. Try to get him in position. And then Don and Evelyn are going to be going in the slow phase. It's a quick look at our team. 4 of my crew members have a movement of 4. Now they can dash, which adds up to 2 inches. Evelyn and Eli both have a movement of 5. So when they dash, they move up to 7 inches. When you dash, you do not get an extra move. So basically, the way the game works, you can move and you can combat. You can't combat and move. If you do your combat, then you're stuck in your position. But if you move, and then combat after, you can do that, but you do not gain the advantage of a reroll or an aim. If you stay in one position for combat and you're aiming, then you get the ability to reroll 1. We'll start with our captain, Mac Bolin. We're going to bring him up the stairs. Move in a 4, get him top of the stairs. So you can move another 2 to get over to the rail, set up in a sniper position. That'll be good for now. For purposes of this game, we will not allow the character to shoot through the windows. As you can see, I can see the right bot a little bit. Left bot we would be able to shoot, however we dash, so that used up our second attack, or our second action, combat action. So we're going to move on to our next character. We're going to move Watts. And Watts has a movement of 4. He can dash to 6. So we're going to try to get him in position here. And again, he's not in range of he's not in the 12-inch range of the hand lasers of the bots, the other bots. But he will be setting himself up to use his plasma rifle. He's going to be pretty dangerous this episode. For our next crew member, we're going to move Eli up, try to get him in a position where we can possibly get him onto the second landing here and do some shooting, or even doing some flanking. But he's also going to dash. He's going to move 7. Put him right there. For Evelyn, who also has a plasma rifle, so she's going to be very dangerous of the bots in this mission. She can dash 7. Looking for a good opportunity. She's going to watch the back lane and get her up here and then move her in behind cover for now. She's also wearing a camel cloak, which I did not take into effect in our first mission. Camel cloak means that when she's within 2 inches of cover, she effectively has cover. That's a pretty cool option. So we'll see how that comes into play here as well. So there's potentially some options to keep her even out here, and she's effectively in cover. So I think we're going to do that. Now with Evelyn moved up, Eli's also hard charging. We're looking to bring Grom up. He's carrying an auto rifle. Auto rifle gets 2 shots. They will still get a saving throw, being security bots. But I do want to get him in a suppressive fire position. So he can go 4, 6, dash him up to here. Played his move. Also just remembering that I moved Evelyn out of order. No big deal. In the grand scheme of things, the bots are going to be moving within range at this point, but she would have gone in the end or the slow actions phase. That's when Don Winslow will do his move. So at this point, we've completed our quick actions phase, and now it's for the enemy's turn. And today we're playing on a 2x2 terrain map. Basically split this building down the middle. This side of the stairs is halfway. The security bots are in a defensive mode. Defensive enemies will advance to weapons range, but will remain in their initial half of the table and will remain in cover or behind terrain whenever possible. Once in position, they will fire from those positions, standing still to aim, and will move to brawl if opponents enter their terrain features and they have equal or better combat skill. Their combat skill is 0. Most of my team are also 0s except for Eli and Watts. So they will avoid Eli and Watts in hand-to-hand or brawling mode. If a terrain feature with friendlies has been entered by the player's forces, those within adjacent features will move to reinforce. So I believe effectively, say I've got this bot moves up to here, behind the crate, and then I move Watts up, moves over here. The other bot will come in to also try and reinforce, so he won't stay where he is now in a defensive position. He'll move ahead. The enemy only moves 3 inches, so we're going to be looking to get these guys into a defensive position. So I'm going to effectively move most here. This one's a little bit tricky. He's got cover from that side. There is a threat here coming down range, but I think from his grand scheme of things, this will be a cover position, so we'll leave him there. Our other bot is going to move 3 inches as well. And for now, we're going to move him up here behind the locker. Blue bots, also moving 3 inches, looking for cover. 3 would put him here. Would still have some cover. It's within an inch. It's actually a little bit tricky. Let's see if we move him there. We get him right there. That bot there. This spot's not going to move too far. It's going to stay behind this half wall for cover, and that'll be the end of the enemy phase. And check distance here. I think we might be able to get a shot off. So this old Necromunda ruler is a 12-inch. Let me check line of sight. And we're going to have to remove the latrine so we can get a shot here. And looking this over, robot does have a shot at Eli. So we max range 12 inches. That's a 4. That is a miss. Okay, and with that miss, that moves us into the slow actions phase. We already, by mistake, moved Evelyn, so she's in position. Now we're just going to be moving Dawn Winslow. All right, for Dawn's turn, normal movement's 4. Each of these grids on the core space map, by the way, is an inch. 4 inches to get him out about to here. Looking to see if we've got possibly a line of attack. I think it might even be a good idea to get him over here and see if we can take a shot from there. Puts him in cover. Does have line of sight to the bot. So he is shooting military rifle, 24 inches. He gets 1 shot, no bonus damage. He's going to need a butts and cover. It's going to need a 6+ to hit.
He's close with the 5, but that's a miss.
That is the end of the slow actions phase. That would be the end phase as well. Again, the bots will not panic. Nobody went down either. So that is it. We'll be on to round 2 in just a moment. And let's change our marker here to round 2. Help us track this a little bit better. Our second mission. And we're rolling for the reaction roll. We need 1s and 2s. We do not have any 1s. We have 1, 2. So we're going to give this to Eli. And to get him in cover. He's in a dangerous spot. Rest of our team are going to get the other dice just until they move. We're pulling that as we go. All right. Okay, for our only moving team member in the quick actions phase is going to be Eli. We're going to move him 4. And then we're going to try to take a shot up. Actually, he can move 5, and we're going to take a shot. So we're going to get 3 here, base of the stairs. We're going to go up 2 inches on the stairs. Put us in a proper firing position. And now he's going to take a shot at that security bot who is not within cover. 1 inch away. And so we need Eli shooting a military rifle, 24 inches, 1 shot damage. This is within 6 inches. It's pretty close. It is within 6 inches. So this is going to be a 3+. Let's go. Military rifle. That's a 1. Eli had the perfect opportunity and failed miserably. All right, so that's the end of our phase. I think that bot's going to react to that. Now we move on to the enemy actions phase. All 4 of the security bots are going to move now. And they're, again, looking for defensive positions. Then they're going to take aim and fire from those spots. None of my team have moved within their cover. And so they will not be piling on, in a sense. They can move 3 inches. So let's start with our blue guy who just got shot at. He's going to move 1 inch up here, which puts him in cover now. He's going to shoot at Eli. Within 6 inches, but Eli's in cover. So this is a 5+ to hit. That's a 6. That's a hit. And now we're going to roll for damage. Eli has a toughness of 6. You need a 6 to knock him out. And that's a 4. So the only thing that happens now is Eli's stunned. Now what a stun does And I'm using this unconscious token to mark a stun. But a stun effectively makes it so that Eli will only be able to move or shoot next round. He can't do both. But when he finishes that round, we get to remove the stun marker. So that's one. Second robot, 3 inches of movement. He's going to be looking for cover. I'm going to move him around. He's going to try to flank. In my mind, if he came out here, he puts himself in danger. He wants to be defensive. He's going to try to cut off the back channel. 1, 2, 3. So it's not glamorous. He's effectively just going into a defensive position. For the orange team, now he had cover from that direction, but this is pretty dangerous. So again, I think he wants to move defensively. He's going to try to put himself in position here. He can move 3. He's now in position, or he's in cover. He doesn't have a shot at anyone. He's going to stay there and just hunker down for now. And I'm just checking line of sight here. I think it'd be a little bit too difficult to say he's got a shot. If I were to expose him, then effectively he's not in cover. He's not defensive. He's exposing himself. So we're going to put him there in a defensive position. Now the second orange bot, again, comes out here to expose himself. Over here, potentially not too bad. There's still a little bit of an exposure. Possibly bring him to the backside here. Give him another firing lane. But I think blue team has that one down, so I am going to move him up here. Keeps him in a cover from that direction, and he will be exposed here, but I think this is a good option right now for what the security bot would do with defensive. All right, so that's the end of the enemy phase. Now this security bot, he did get into a cover position, and then he shot. He hit Eli, did not take him down, but he stunned him. It means Eli can only move or attack next round. The second blue bot moved into back alley cover, or is moving towards that corner for coverage. Our first orange bot moved himself into more cover, has no shot. Our second orange bot also moved and exposed. He's got no shot because his friend's in front of him here. He would hit his friend. There is friendly fire in this. So now it's going to be on to the slow actions phase, which is our team, and we'll work that out. Okay, for our slow actions phase, I've got some interesting things that we're going to try to pull off here. Be very dangerous, but it could be very rewarding. Watts can dash 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can put us into a cover position from the bot, so we can still get hit like crazy. So it's pretty dangerous. But next phase, because we're using our dash, which is using 2 moves, we're going to be able to hit the elevator button effectively. That'll raise the lift, and then we can get him out of the range. Now, when that happens, right now, Don Winslow has a very limited line of attack from here. But when that elevator raises, this clears it up. Now he starts getting a free shot, so he's being a 5+. That also opens up some opportunities for our captain here, Mac, who may have a shot at this time on the second robot. No, he doesn't. But he may have some options as we draw them out or not. We'll see how that goes. Remember that Evelyn also has a plasma rifle, just like Watts. If we can get Watts on that elevator plasma, that's pretty dangerous. Evelyn has a plasma rifle. We're looking to move her into position to fire. Grom has auto rifle, 2 shots. We also want to get him into a firing position where he can just rock and roll with that thing. We're starting to put ourselves into a choke point here, so you're going to have to time this a little bit. So I think we're going to leave Evelyn in cover. Remember, when she's within 2 inches of cover, she effectively has cover with her camel cloak. Grom, that's probably going to be the one we move up. He'll be in support. He already moved. He's stunned. So let's start with Watts. Watts again is going to move 6 as a dash. 1, 2. These squares are 3, 4, 5. The squares are 1 inch. So he's coming in here and puts him in cover, counting this as cover. My hand out of the way. The corner of the elevator is cover. But he can get shot. Depends on. Hopefully he can pull off a fast move next round. Otherwise we're in trouble. Now, Don is going to stay in position. We could move him up, get him behind this object so he has a little more cover, but he's also within range. So that's actually not a bad idea. Let's see. Friends in the way. We were to dash him. We're going to go ahead and continue this as a dash. Put him here. I'm going to consider him in cover with that. He's effectively used both of his moves. He has no combat attack at this point. I think that sets us up in position. If he can survive, get that elevator lifted. Now he's taking some free shots, pretty close. We're actually getting within fairly close to 6-inch range, if not already there. Now we're at 8 inches. That's Watts and Don. Now we're going to move Grom. He's also 4 movement, dash for 6. Trying to see if I have an attack anywhere. Get here. Start using the corner of the building at field level. I think what I'd like to do is I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do a dash. Just going to put him in cover here. Can't shoot this round, but he's also going to try to get up here on this next level and put us in position where we can basically rain down heavy fire, suppressive fire on the robots. Maybe even gain line of attack on the orange team over there. Our final team member, Evelyn. We're going to move her up, and we're going to take a shot at this robot here. Plasma rifle, in range, in cover. It's a fairly difficult shot. I believe this is a 6+. 1 attack, plasma rifle. It's a 5. It's a pretty decent roll, but that's a miss. That is the end of our slow actions phase. Again, this is now the end phase of round 2. No further actions. The bots do not panic. No one's panicking. Eli got hit. He's not panicking. And that is it. Quick update. Forgot about our captain who's sitting up here in a sniper position. He was the last member to move in slow actions phase. So he does not have a shot from this line of attack here. Cannot see the orange bots, cannot see the blue. I think my goal on this, looking at what we are seeing in positions, the bots are not going to move too much further across the field. So being in the sniper position be great against human players, non-bot, aggressive players, aggressive enemy. But it's not the best spot for us in this one. So we're actually going to move. We're going to do something fun. Do a drop down. It's going to drop us down 3. That's our 4 movement to come down to ground level. And I'm going to effectively take the rest of it as a penalty for the drop, basically jumping over the railing, hanging down, releasing. As captain of our ship, I think you can handle that without any injury. I know that there may be some rolls that you can do for that, but the homebrew rules here for this phase, he's just hopping down. Now he's going to start doing potentially in advance. Going to assist him when the lift goes up. All hell is going to break loose over here. And we will get on to the next round. All right, round 3. Let's do our reactions roll. 6 dice. We're looking for 1s and 2s. We get none. Our entire team will be moving in the slow actions phase. So, like we've done before, we're just going to move dice out. This really sucks for many of our team. Eli's in danger. Grom is now getting in danger. Watts is in danger. And this is going to be an interesting phase for the bots. Okay, we're going to start with the orange team, security bots. Since he's in too much cover, he doesn't have line of sight even to bots. He's going to move quarter move forward. That exposes him now for everybody. But now he can take a shot at Watts. Watts is in cover. We're within 6 inches. There we go. And in cover, within 6 inches, it's a 5+ needed by the security bot to hit. It's a 3, that's a miss. Got lucky for Watts. Now he's done his move. He does not have a shot because he's blocking line of sight. So we're going to move this one 3 inches up. He's going to come into, again, to a defensive position. They won't go past midfield here, but he can get close enough to the corner edge. So 1, 2, 3. No shot there. This blue bot here has a shot again at to Eli. Could also shoot at Grom. Going to take another shot at Eli. It's within range. So this is a 5+ to hit. It's a 4, that's a miss. It's a lifesaver for Eli for right now. So that negates his attack. This one is still out of line of sight with everybody. We're moving to the corner of the building. That's a 3-inch move. Can't see anything yet. And checking range. It's within range of Evelyn. She's in cover. I'm going to say that he can get a shot off on Evelyn. This would be a 6+. That's a miss. Evelyn dodges the bullet. Eli dodges a huge bullet. Watts as well. Robots are done. That's enemy actions phase. Now we're going to be moving on to our team in the slow actions phase. We're going to start with Eli. We're actually going to move him into cover here. Remember, he's a natural movement of 5. And you get him off the stairwell. Comes over here in the firing position. This is cover. Just going to move Grom at this point. All he can do is move because he was stunned, but we get to remove the stun marker. So that's Eli's turn. Now we're going to move Grom. Grom can move and shoot. He's got a movement of 4. It's going to get us up to the top shelf here of the stairs. And he gets 2 shots. He's going to be attacking. We're within 6. So well within 6. We're going to consider the blue bot within cover. This is a 5+ on 2 shots, 2 dice. Let's go. Both are deuces. That is a bummer. We're putting the blue bot there under some heat. Evelyn now, we can get her on the stairwell. She can take a shot here. Both of the blue security bots are in cover. But if I was to move her up onto the stairwell, basically we can put some heat on this one and hopefully burn this one down and see what this one reacts to. I think we're going to try that option. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Evelyn on the stairs. She's going to get 1 shot. We're within range. Not within 6. So it's going to be a 6+ shot. It's a 5. Pretty close, but no cigar. Evelyn's doing the team on the right-hand side of the table have completed their move. Now let's start with the fun stuff. Watts is going to click the button. That's going to engage the elevator. The elevator is going to rise up. Now this changes the line of sight. So consider that the free actions phase. I'm going to look at the rules here and see whether or not he can fire after that. I believe he can. We're going to see how that goes. We will be working with Don and our Captain Mac. So we've got some exposure here. We'll see how this goes. All right, checking out the actions rules. Some activities are free actions, such as using a consumable item. A character can perform 1 free action without inhibiting their activities. Carrying out 2 free actions in the same round requires foregoing the combat action. So we're going to consider that was a free action, hitting the elevator. Now we're going to shoot. And we may hit it one more time to go up one more level. Figure the reason why we want to get up as high as we can is that we can basically have a 360 area of attack around the map to give us good cover for what the bots are going to be doing defensively. But for now, we're going to take a shot at this character. We get a plasma rifle with Watts. Watts' combat is 1. Gets a +1 on his roll. Yes, that is correct. So to hit, roll with dice 6 and add the combat skill of the character. So he's got +1, get a dice 6. I believe we might still be within 6 inches. Maybe we're within 6 inches. And consider there's no cover from this line of attack. From Don Winslow, we'll consider that cover, but I'm shooting down at an angle. There's no cover there. So this is a 3+ to hit. That's a 6. That's a hit. That's awesome. So now we're rolling for damage. 1 dice. There's a +1 on the damage. That's a 5 +1. And 5 damage +1 from combat skill for Watts. That's a 6. The security bots have 5 toughness. This one is toast. A lot of circuits and sparks and other stuff flying. Done for this mission. Awesome. Now Watts has completed his turn. Don Winslow now does not have anybody to shoot at. Mac Bolan can get in position potentially and shoot. Get up around the container here, which gets pretty close. That means things are going to get tense, but that may be a good option. That would be a dash. It's going to use up his turn. This spot is not going to come any further midfield, but he can basically move. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. He could come and get within combat range. That wouldn't be a smart thing for Mac to do. Mac's going to, I think what we'll do is we're going to defer. We're going to let Don move. He's going to go underneath the elevator. Don't do this in real life, kids. He's going to move 4. Puts him here. Move 5. A little tough to see with the elevator, but he's going to go within cover here, which potentially will give us a line of sight depending on what this robot does behind the container. So Don's within cover. Now we're going to move Mac up. Put him in 4. And we'll leave him in that position for cover. At this point, Don's moved underneath the lift. Watts, first kill of the mission. Unfortunately, because he's a bot, he doesn't gain XP, but I believe he gets a bonus roll on one of the other tables or cash. We'll check that later. Mac Bolan. I don't want to endanger him. I learned this from my first mission where I tried to overexpose myself on one and got out of cover, missed the shot, had Evelyn get taken down, so we're not going to do that. We leave him in cover. The rest of the team did their moves. They're within cover, but it's still pretty tense in this side of the table. We've got a robot back here. He's going to be moving up for other cover. And we'll be moving on to the end phase, which again, nothing will happen on end phase because the robots do not have panic. And that is it for round 3. Moving on to round 4. Round 4. Let's do a reaction roll. 1, 1, 1, 2. Not too bad. Give us some options here. The 1 does have to go to our feral friend, which is Grom. The 2 can go to Watts or it can go to Eli. We're going to give this to Eli. The rest of the team will go in the slow actions phase. I'm going to divvy those out. I'm going to put this here so we can see that. and then Watts up here. Good. Grom and Eli are both moving in quick actions. They're within 6 inches. We're going to consider that the robot is in partial cover. And so that'll do this at a 5+. We'll start with Grom, who has 2 attacks from an auto rifle. Both miss. That's a bummer. Now Eli. 1 attack from a military rifle. Again, 5+. That's a miss. Sorry, that is actually hit. Eli has +1 to combat. 4 + 1 is 5. And that's a hit. So now the robot does get an armor save. It's military rifle. This is on a 6+. That's a 5. That is no save. Let's see the damage. 1 dice 6. We need a 5 or a 6. It's a 5. Eli takes down this robot. Revenge for the stun. There we go. Payback, baby. All right. Enemy actions phase. The surviving orange bot. He's going to move up. Gives him an angle. Can't shoot at Don Winslow from there. It'd be too tight of a shot around the container. Also doesn't have a shot at Watts. He can get a shot off at Mac. Mac has a nano dock. He can fight off any hits. Let's see what we can do. The range here is close. Mac's in cover. This is going to be 7 inches, so this is a 6+ to hit, I believe. Yep. In weapon range, target's in cover. This is 6+ to hit. That's a 3. That's a miss. Dodged a bullet there for Mac, which is awesome. Now we'll come on over to our other security bot, who is back here. He's still moving. 1, 2, 3. He'll have no shot on Evelyn at that point. It's close, but I wouldn't consider the angle too tight. So we're just moving him into position. And that's the end of the enemy phase. Now we'll move on to the slow actions phase. Watts is going to use a free action to activate the lift one more time. We're going up another level. Again, possibly our goal is to get to the top, give us a 360 line of attack to the back blue bot. And I believe this is starting to give us a line of attack at this spot. We still might need to move forward a bit on the left. I'm going to check that out. It's kind of tight. Yeah, so currently no direct line of sight yet. That's one free action. Let's see what else we do. If we were to move forward here, can move and then shoot. That's kind of not the best play for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the free action again. That's going to get rid of our combat movement. Or a combat phase. I'm going to consider that both of our turns. I believe I could still move a bit. So I'll look the rules up later, but I'm going to move, basically hit the button, going up to the next level, and now we're popping off. I'm actually going to correct that. I'm going to effectively say the time it took to go up 2 levels, that's his round. So we'll wait here. Now our remaining team members to move, Don, Mac, Evelyn. Evelyn can get into shooting range, but she's definitely in a pretty dangerous position. So I think we're going to try to retreat her back to a position where she can do more of a distance fire. I'm going to put her in cover here. Basically, we're using a dash to come off the stairs, come back into cover and hold position, and be in full cover from that bot. That's going to force that bot to expose himself even more to try to get a shot or to come on the offensive. So she's completed her move. Grom's completed his move. Eli. Now what are we going to do with Mac? Mac can shoot and move. He has a line of sight. I'm considering that this bot's in cover. He wouldn't have exposed himself completely. So this will be a 5+. We're within range. Okay, we're rethinking our next move for Mac Bolin here. We want to stay in a safe firing position. So we are going to actually move Mac back here behind the vending machine. Going to try to stay within full cover. See if we can get the robot to expose itself further. And then that will allow the rest of the team to get some attacks. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for a full dash. So we're going to move Mac back here. That uses up his turn completely. Now we've got Don Winslow. He's in a dangerous spot. Can move him to that building potentially. He's got to worry about the robot on the backside as well, come around the corner. What I think we're going to do is we're going to move Don. Again, he has 4 movement as a human. We're going to move him into the building here on a dash. We're going to consider the building to be shootable either direction, but in cover. That'll take up Don's turn. And just double checking, Max completed his move behind the vending machine, getting a beer. Watts is up top. He's now in position to send the lift down on a free action and then basically sniper from everywhere. We've got our 2 heavy hitters here that are waiting in suppressive fire mode, and Evelyn's getting ready to line up a long distance shot. We've got 1 robot left alive here, 1 robot left alive there, and that is the end of round 4. All right, start of round 5. Reaction roll. Oh, this is awesome. 2 1s and a 2. Back to the roll. What a time for family tech support. So, what an awesome reaction roll. 2 1s and a 2. The others will be moving in a slow phase. We're going to have 3 of our team members moving in this quick action phase. Always get a 1 for Grom. He's a feral alien. Let's see. Evelyn is going to take a 1. She has a reaction of 1, so she'll take a 1. Watts, we can give a 2. And I'm just sort of thinking all this through here. Gives Watts the ability to move. Grom always gets a 1. Evelyn's going to be here, so it's going to be pretty fast and furious what goes on here. Let's put out the rest of our dice. Eli, Mac, and then Don, which we moved over there in the house. That's actually pretty good for majority of those. They're not in a good firing position anyway. So let's see what we can do to start this off. We're going to move Evelyn here. That's a move of 1. She's still within cover, but she has an open line of attack at that one. We're within range. We're not within 6, but this is a 5+ to hit. She's shooting a plasma rifle. And let me check something here. Plasma rifle gets 2 shots. So I actually kind of blew that on a few, I think on a couple of shots from Watts up there, but we got 2 shots. 5+. Here we go. It's a 4 and a 3. Evelyn does not have a combat bonus. Both are a fail. What a bummer. That's kind of the impact in this game of range attacks. When you get outside of that, if you're within 6 inches and you're able to shoot at basically a 3+, we'd be double hits, probably dropping this guy easily. But again, when you're in that close, the ramifications are they can also do the same thing to you. If they're a brawler, they're all over you, and they get bonuses and other cool, fun things to deal with. So that one hurts. I'm going to try to move Grom down. I'm going to do a 4 move here. And then we're going to take 1 shot. Now we're going to consider that within cover, but we are within, let's see, within the 6-inch range. That puts us at a 5+. This is 2 shots again. 1 is a 6. That is a hit. That is awesome. Now the robot does get a chance at armor save for this on a 6+. Did not save. No roll for damage. That's a 5. That robot is down. Awesome shooting by Grom on that one. Just eking it out with the auto rifle, just throwing heavy lead downrange. Now our last quick action move is Watts. He wants to get a shot off on this robot. You know, basically the team's talking through small earpieces, communicators, letting them know what's going on real time. Rather than waste his movement coming over here and doing other things, he's going to come to the edge here, take a shot down. Now that's 8 inches, but I'm going to make the house rule that this is no longer in cover. So it's not within 6. It is 8 inches. This will be a 5+, but he's shooting 2. He's got a plasma rifle. Here we go. We can end this. 1 is a hit. It's a 5+. Plasma rifle, there is no armor save. So this is now straight damage. We need a 5 or a 6. We will be adding +1 combat. It's a 5, +1 6. The last security bot goes down. We've held the field. We've won the match. Taken out the bots. We're going to get paid. This has been a really fun mission. 5 rounds. Eli got hit and stunned, but as usual, he just shrugs that stuff off like it's nothing. Great shooting by Grom to take that one out. I believe we had Watts take out 2 bots on that side of the table. Yeah, just an awesome round. Our captain pretty much sat in doing what captains do, just hanging out in the rear with the gear and probably getting a few extra beers for the team. Don Winslow was in a covering fire position. He actually did some pretty cool movements. It could have got tricky if things didn't work out, taking out that robot and that robot. This was a fun way of using some of the terrain we have to give us an elevation lift or an activation using the free movements, free actions. And all in all, this is a pretty cool setup. Having the tight table felt like things were snappy. They moved quick compared to our last table, which was slightly larger. We just basically extended out the table a few more inches in this direction and a few more out to the sides. So we're going to go into our wrap up here. I'm going to add on the rolls for a final round of what we do, and we'll talk about that soon. All right, welcome back. So how awesome was that? Held the field. No one got major injuries. Had 1 stun. This is really a fun mission too. Okay, so now we're going to be doing the post-battle actions. We're doing limited items. We're starting from number 4, which is the get paid section, which is page 120 of the rulebook. So in the normal rulebook here, when you do post-battle, there's several items. You start with resolve rival status, resolve patron status. We're not going to be doing that. Again, we're in the introduction missions from the DLC, which is the Trailblazers Toolkit. So this is only mission, basically episode 2 of our series. It's called Campaign Turn 1. We're not going to be determining quest progress. We haven't started any of that yet, but we're going to get paid. So you're going to earn 1 dice 6 credit in pay. Loot, bounty, or salvage. If you finish the final mission of a quest, roll the die twice. We didn't do that. Pick the better score, add +1 to the total. If you finished an invasion battle, you receive no payment. Add +1 if the campaign is played in easy mode. We're still in introductory mode, but we weren't in easy mode. I'm just basically going to leave that out for now. If you won the mission by completing your objective, treat any roll of 1 or a 2 as a 3, which is nice. We're not doing rivals. If you did a patron job, we didn't do that, so we're going to leave that out. So just double checking here, get paid. So we're going to roll 1 dice 6. We're going to use our friendly local game store, Comic Quest dice for this. It's a 5, which is awesome. Excuse my bad penmanship. Move on to from get paid to battlefield finds. If you held the field after the battle, you had an opportunity afterwards to search the battlefield for anything worth collecting. You may do so even if you failed to achieve or did not have an objective. Well, there was no objective other than wipe out the robots. We did that. This is in addition to any loot you might be allowed to claim. We don't have anything extra here. You cannot roll on this table after an invasion. It doesn't apply to us. Note that unless indicated on this table, you cannot acquire weapons from fallen opponents. The in-world reason, the foes drag their casualties away with them. The weapons are gene locked to a particular user, or weapons are destroyed in the fight. Can be your choice, but you cannot remove them. So that's kind of cool to know. So we're going to be rolling a dice 20, D100 on the table here. It's a 10 with 2, that's a 12. 12 is a weapon. Randomly select a slain but not bailed enemy from the battle. You may keep any weapon they were carrying. So outside of everything we just read, this is a pretty rare one. These are hand lasers, so we're getting a hand laser. Not too bad. That allows us to add to our team. Only a couple of our team members have close combat weapons. So we can add a hand laser to anyone else. Basically, when we go into brawling range, a hand pistol blade laser that gives you +1 to brawl or other benefits. So we're going to get a hand laser. Could have been worse. We could be dead, injured, other things going on. We are not checking for invasion because we are skipping that. Again, we're in the introductory mission. We're going to gather the loot. Roll once on the loot table, page 131, to see what you've earned. Some circumstances may offer additional rolls. If you finish the final stage of a quest, roll 3 times, blah, blah, blah. We're not on a quest. Note that some opponents may not logically carry anything of value. If so, you may assume they didn't have that. If you just played an invasion battle, you receive no loot. Well, part of the after battle is for us to gather loot. So in this particular scenario or mission, they are wanting us to roll on the table. So this is going over to page 131. And this is the loot table. So loot tables 1 through 100. It's going to take us over to other tables, it looks like, once we get our roll going. Many events in the game will allow you to roll on the loot table. It is customary to blow on the dice for good luck at this point. This usually requires 3 rolls, though the process can be sped up by using percentile dice in distinct colors. Roll to determine the category, then the subtable, and find the exact item in question. So we'll do the normal triple rolls. Yes, in loot table takes us to a subtable and then on to other things. So we'll start here, 1 to 100. That is a 2. There was a cocked dice there. 62. That's going to take us to the gear table. Roll once on the gear subtable. And the gear subtable is here. Got 4 rows. So we got gun mods, gun sights, protective items, and utility items. To 77, that is a utility item. So now we will go over to the utility item table, which is here. And let's see if we get something cool. 39. 39 is a grav dampener. Don't know what that is. We'll look that up here in just a second. But always cool to get some loot. So cool. We finish the gather loot. Then we'll check determine injuries and recovery, which we didn't really have any, but we'll double check that, and then experience. Okay, we track down the weapons and gear. We're on page 56 of the main core rulebook, and the grav dampener is the character suffers no damage from falling and can descend from any height with no risk. If dropping more than 6 inches, it counts as the character's move for the round. So that's kind of cool. So earlier when we dropped our Captain Matt Bolin, it was less than 6 inches. You can potentially take damage or impact you or get a stun effect or other things. So we can drop greater distance if we have other tables in the future with elevation. Pretty cool thing to have. So that's awesome. Okay, now we're back over to determine injuries and recovery. Page 121 and 122. Okay, any character that became a casualty in the battle must roll on the injury table. We do not have any. No bots. The character was merely knocked out from suffering 3 stuns. That didn't happen. We only had 1 stun on Eli, and that's basically like having breakfast for him. Don't have to worry about luck points. So effectively, that is no roll for us. Getting past that. Now we're going over to page 123 for experience and character upgrades. Experience and character upgrades. Each character that participated in a battle will now earn experience points. Characters survived. If they did not become a casualty, everybody survived. Bots do not receive XP. So our bot Watts does not get XP. I've X'd out on his current listing here on the character sheet, the crew sheet. And so let's do what we have. Became a casualty. Nope. Survived but did not win. Nope. Survived and won +3. First character to inflict a casualty +1. Again, he doesn't get XP, which sucks. Killed a unique individual +1. That'll be Grom's going to get a +1. Watts again will not get any more bonuses for that. Crew completed the final stage of a quest. No. So effectively, everybody's going to get a +3. So we're going to get 3 here for Mac. Don gets 3. He also had +2 on his roll up. Evelyn gets 3. Eli is getting 3. Grom's getting 3. He also killed a unique character, so he's going to get another +1. So effectively, he's getting 4. 2, 1, and I think he actually took down both. So I'm going to look that up on the video. He may actually have another bonus point. It's either going to be Eli or Grom that has the +1. So we'll work that out in post. What else we had? Any character that flees didn't happen. The character experience, you may expend XP at this point to acquire a character upgrade. An increase to a character's ability score. So listed cost will increase the score by +1. The cost depends on the ability you are increasing, shown on the table below. So reactions. If you want to raise your reaction score, you need 7 points. Combat skill, you need 7. Speed, you need 5. Savvy, you need 5. Toughness, you need 6. And luck, you would need 10. And then there are maximums for each. Eli's our strange character. He's at a max of 6. So there's no benefit for him on that. Again, right now he has 3, maybe 4 points. Grom was getting pretty close to being able to add a point. So if he was the one, if he got both kills on the blue bots, he potentially will have 7 points, and we might look to upgrading one of his items. Possibly combat. He has great reactions, some early rolls. Speed is normal. Getting a +1 in combat could be nice to try to get enough damage, especially when you're facing something like bots. We had a good run today with the auto rifle. Don's at 5. He's getting close, but only next round. Mac 3. Be waiting. Evelyn's at 5. And the bot, again, no XP. And an engineer character cannot raise their toughness above 4. I'll have to look into that. I think Grom might be an engineer, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Again, I'll put that together in another quick video to show you the actual roll-ups of this crew. I want to do just a bit of a prelude. I did that months ago when I was first getting interested, and I still needed to put tabletop together and models and paint and other things. So I'll kind of do a recap and summary of how the rolls went and have a fun little intro video of the crew. Made it through to mission 1. Mission 2 is going to start adding more of the rules on, so it'll be a nice way to kind of intro the team more in depth. show their character models off and get ready for a harder mission in our next round. But characters may install upgrades to any ability score by paying credits equal to the XP cost. Each ability score can be upgraded only once. So for our bot Watts, if he wanted to upgrade his toughness, he would need to spend 6 credits. That would take him up to 5. And then that would be a cap. So there are some options to upgrade him. We had some, I believe, some good rolls. That might be default. I think we had some other options maybe there, but he's a pretty solid bot for us. That is it at this point. I think we've wrapped up Mission 1. Episode 2, we got paid. 5 credits. Got battlefield finds. We took a hand laser off one of the bots. Gathered the loot. That was a grab dampener. It allows us to drop 6 inches or so without any damage. No, there were no injuries. There was 1 stun. Other than that, there were no major injuries. We got past that. And we did our XP. Everybody got 3 plus 3 for holding the field, winning. And potentially Grom might have another XP for killing the 2 bots on this side. Again, I'm going to look at the video. It's either Eli or Grom. That is it for this episode. Really appreciate all of you checking this out. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Definitely give me some comments and feedback. Be positive. I don't mind any critique or any comments that help out with the content. I'm just learning the game myself. Also getting back into tabletop after many, many years. And I'm just having fun, just to be honest with you. This is all just an extra fun thing for me to do with the minis. Coming up, it's going to be campaign turn 2. With a little coin in your pocket, it's time to start making some preparations. Back when the ship crashed on Tertius 9, you lost a lot of your old gear. And if you are going to take on more challenging jobs, you'll need to know the lie of the land. You found a small mercenary job to take on, some isolationist colonists have turned militant and are threatening to blow up a hyperrail station. So our next mission, we'll be facing 4 isolationists, 1 specialist, 1 leader. They're ramping up the intensity. Colony rifle, auto rifle, hand cannons, it's all coming at us. That'll be the next episode. Looking forward to seeing you guys back here on the channel. Post some short vids as I'm building out the new models, getting them prepped. I already have some ready to go. I just need to get some paint on them. Building out a fun table for that. And we'll be back here soon for the next episode of 5 Parsecs from Home. Cheers, and you guys have a great rest of your day.